I think that. Right, that's gonna do. Hey guys, welcome to a chat video. I haven't done one of these for a while. Crikey, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Kind of out of the swing of it. It's a little bit later than normal. I tried to find my tripod clip thing, but I couldn't find it, so I'm using my phone for this chat video, which is a little unusual, but hopefully you guys can understand. Literally, it's been quite a while. I've got some things coming up soon, so I want to come and talk about this. This will probably be about a 20-minute video to talk about the sort of thing I want to update on all of my channels. I'm probably going to be closing some of them down, which I'm going to bring up in the second half of this video, which is going to go on the train channel, but I want to bring these up because it's going to be infecting mostly on my train channel a lot anyway in the upcoming future, I expect, but it's nothing too bad, which again I will bring it all up in a moment. But the first thing I want to mention is I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications. Links in the description below. My Model Railway channel is called Brandon's Model Railway Real Trains and Brandon's Model Railway channel and Real Train channel. That's the name of this train channel, which currently is sitting at 232 subscribers at the moment, which is pretty good. Still taking its time, but so the first thing that I want to bring up is I really just want to put it out there that my first thing I want to mention is quite a lengthy bit of mentioning, but yes, in the near future I expect I will probably stop making content so regularly because I'm going to be focused on doing other things in my life which are going to take more priority, and my life is not going to revolve around YouTube constantly. I do enjoy it. I will admit that I do enjoy going out and filming trains regularly every Friday or sometimes Saturdays, but at this time of year I don't tend to think to film as much on Saturdays because there's no special events going on. There is the castle still rolling around, but they're gradually being shipped abroad like the rest of them, which is a sad thing. But so yeah, so I'll still go out and film on a Friday to catch the voyages and the castle sets if they're running, and probably some cargoes if they're activated, which seems to be on Friday. There's a couple going through, so I'm not totally sure where I'm going to go from. I'll have to see. So there's a lot of other things which I'm going to bring up in a minute. But yes, this train channel of mine, my oldest channel, this one, is over 8 years old now. So I've been doing YouTube since 8 years ago, from 2015 and 28th of May 2015. I have done content since 8 years, 8.5 years from this moment in time. And I know we're heading towards Christmas holidays now, aren't we? 1st of December is on Friday. So that means that because we're leading up to Christmas point then now, because obviously we've got the holidays coming up, we've got the new year on the way as well. There's going to be a lot of difference from next year. Yes, there will be some unboxings for next year, which I'm going to bring up in a minute. But yeah, this channel's going to change for next year. There will only be less videos during the autumn of next year. There'll be a couple of on and off during autumn next year. But there will be quite a few of them on during spring, summer, and maybe early autumn, but late autumn to the early winter next year might be different. I might tend to be tending to focusing on other things as well, because I want to get catch up in my dream layout built, and I want to potentially my voluntary work might start, but I'm not sure on that. And the other thing is that I'm going to be cutting down my content for good simply because even though I'm not doing much editing it so much anymore, I'm literally cut that quite a lot down recently. In the last 3 months. There's just so many other things I want to get done. I need to get my room sorted out, which is an utter mess in this room still. And all of this, hopefully by next year, the shelves will be here for all the model Railway stuff. This wall particularly is going to have the Proud Rainbow above the shelf in all its proper colours. So you have the sort of light brown one, then all the different rainbow colours, which in the Proud Rainbow, I can't remember how many there is in the Proud Rainbow colour, but it's going to have that rainbow, Proud Rainbow painted on my wall next year, hopefully. And there's going to be a shelf near it, which is going to have all my monorails, all of my HST fleets, all my 00 HST fleet, from Intercity, Swire, Cross Country, Midland Pullman, East Coast, GNER, Grand Central. There's going to be a bundle of them. Even Virgin and NER HSTs are going to be along this stretch. Not sure I'll go up to Vale Adventure HST, but we'll see. Something else is going to be on this wall. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to put it on this wall entirely yet, but I'm thinking about putting it on this wall because there's only so much space on the wall. But it's either going to be this wall with the shells and the Proud Rainbow painted on. There will be a flag on here as well, which has the Proud stuff, but on this wall, which you can't see a lot of the time because it's near my bed frame, this wall beside me will be another shelf for more trains, for the steam engines, the early type of diesels, and the AC electric is going up there. And maybe there might be a good size shelf below it for my books, my games, my DVDs for my films, because I do watch movies. A lot of people don't seem to realise this, but I do tend to watch movies sometimes when I'm feeling a bit lousy. And I will show you a couple of them. I'm not going to show them all today, but I'm just going to show you the ones that I like and show you the ones that I'm very much into, because there's quite a few of them. Apologize for making that noise while I'm filming, but I just want to show you a couple of movies I do watch during the time when I'm not filming videos for you. So yeah, I tend to watch movies like this. I also really like this movie. I have watched this one, which has got Jigsaw in it, but yeah, this is would probably be my number one, because I remember this when I was growing up. Never watched it when I was growing up, mind you, because it was an 18 film. But it's a good movie nevertheless. It's from 1998. The Scream is the name of the film. But yes, you can get first 2 seasons in as a box set. First 3 seasons, that's pretty good. But yeah, from season 1 to 3, good little. It's a good box film actually. This, I do like it. But I do also like the Annabelle film, where like the doll comes to life. But yeah, that's the sort of things I tend to watch when I'm not filming or going out filming trains. So yeah, I got other things I want to mention, which I'm going to bring up in a moment. Where was I? Oh yes, with this channel things are going to change, as I say, but the specific things I'm going to change on the channel, there'll be a lot less content during certain parts of the year, and probably in the near future won't be posting very regularly at all, probably, because I'm focusing on multiple amount of things in the near future. It's a bit off, but the tripod is really old, so it does look like it's going to fall apart at some point during the filming. Hopefully it doesn't, but I'm really hoping it actually doesn't, because I haven't got else to hold it up at the moment. So yeah, things are gonna change during next year. So there'll be a lot less content in certain points of the year. Summer, definitely there'll be content. Early spring to when they start the events, and there's also possibly a video of me travelling on the first class HST set next year. So you've got those to look forward to for filming wise. All the specials, me travelling on the first class HST next year, and I'm thinking going up to Birmingham as well, Birmingham New Street next year, and maybe London, Paddington at some point, and Bristol. Might go to Crewe. Definitely want to go to Cardiff, which the castles do take me up to Cardiff Central, I think. So that's where the terminating point is. I also want to go to Gloucester, which I haven't been yet. Still want to go over there. I do want to visit Kings Norton again at some point. Going from Kings Norton to up to, well, it's after Birmingham. Is it? I can't remember that name of the stations after Birmingham New Street, but there's quite a few along that stretch of the line which I still haven't investigated, but I'm going to hopefully do that next year. There'll be a bundle of unboxing videos for next year as well, with some more HSTs with different liveries again. So I'm spacing them out basically for next year. But I'm probably going to be eventually, I'm not saying when, but yeah, I want to focus on my life, which I'm going to bring back to with saying to you guys, well, eventually I'll probably quit YouTube altogether, eventually, but right now I'm not going to do that because there's too many specials that are coming up for next year, and me potentially travelling on the first class Midland Pullman HST set next year. going into Wales. I'll probably go on that, which probably go viral. As the Flying Scotsman come down again in April, I'm going to be able to catch that on camera again with my new phone, and with the Midland Pullman HST, I'm going to be out that with my phone recording it. And if there's any reserved castles from next year, I'll probably be recording them as well. As for the voyages, yes, if there's some limited about them, I will be recording them. I do like the voyages, but if they're, you know, you've seen them daily, like, you know, every single day, which I know some people do go out every single day to film trains. I don't, but I'm sure some people do. But in the summer I can understand, because there's so much specials go through. But this time of year you only get the castles and you get the voyages mostly. The most two interesting trains at the moment, and as well as I suppose in the DB cargo sets, put in the freight. But that's about it for the specials during off-peak times. But there's really not much else otherwise from them three. The other thing I wanted to mention is the gaming channel. I haven't done anything for the gaming channel in a long time, because hopefully I got my evening to spare, and if I understand for my camcorder, I'm hoping to do some video gameplay this evening for you, either on Subnautica or Death Stranding, which is the game I do like playing, or GTA, or any other games above. You might wonder where where all my trains are, because they're not on the floor at the moment. Well, they've been moved. They've been moved somewhere safe off the floor for now, because the floor is messy. I did not want to do a model area video today, because I've been doing a lot in the past couple of weeks with that lot. So I thought today it'd be nice to catch up, just have a little chat, updating the other 3 channels. Which means I've got to break this down, or I might separate these videos out by chopping them down for any individual channel, but I don't really want to do that at the moment. I just want to focus on this channel, my big channel, which is the most popular one. So this section of the first part of the video is going to be finished off by saying, yes, eventually I'll probably not do content forever, but because there is other things I want to do in my life apart from making videos. There is other things I want to put into my life, which is probably more important than making content. I know a lot of people say, you know, you're ambitious, you're creative, you're quite passionate about your railways. Yes, I am, but I'm not going to deny I'm not, because I definitely am. I mean, the amount of HSTs I've seen this year between Midland Pullman Country, the Intercity Swallow, the GW Castle sets, even the Kurzweil set, I have seen them all this year, which is pretty good. I mean, on the Steam side for the specials this year, we saw the Flying Scotsman, didn't we? That was popular. And then the younger sister of the Mallard came through. It's not the Mallard, which some people will comment and say, well, what's the difference? Well, what I have recently learned between the two mallard sets are the colours. The original mallard was in the LNER blue, which is still being worked up in York, but I'm hoping to see that particular one come through next, and the Evening Star. I think those two will be quite popular, I think. Maybe a pair of class 57s for next year to come through. And maybe a class, I mean, I don't remember seeing a class 70 or class 68 put in a special train, or even the cargoes that down here. It'd been quite nice to see a 68, something different, and maybe a class 70 going beside it, or pushing it behind. That'd be quite nice to see next year. But yeah, what was I going to say? This second half of this video now is just about to start. Is that once I'm eventually coming to the end of my channel, which is not going to happen for quite a few years yet, because there's still many things I want to catch up on this channel, which it's not all going to be about mainline videos. It's not going to be all about Heritage Line. Eventually I might put it down to just model railway stuff, and but what I'm going to do for next year mostly, I'm going to be focused on mainline stuff during when there's events going on. During when they haven't got events going on, I might start to focus on Heritage Lines, but I want to mostly focus on for next year for this channel is my dream layout. I want to start building it to the point where I'm happy with it, and I can start wiring everything in, which is going to take some time and money. But on top of that, I want to focus on new possibilities with making this layout as perfect as possible, with getting all the wiring, getting some full signals in, getting the trees in for the valley, but you know, the woodland valley. But there's other things like wiring lights in, the street lights in for the town. There's going to be I mean, I'm not putting Tinnery in, that's for sure. But Tinnery is not going to be my main go-to for my dream layout, because it's the HST Heritage Line, and my layout's going to be based off a particular era, not any specific era, but somewhere in between late 70s to fairly modern day. So and it's past that period, it doesn't matter, because the HSTs on this layout is going to be running forever. And once the layout is close to being complete, which will take some years, but I think once I'm comfortable and ready, I will start to bring it up to part 3, which won't happen for probably a number of months, but I already just dropped part 2 just last week. Was it last week, or it could be a couple of weeks ago now? And yeah, I did drop the part 2, which I basically started how to build a railway series, but I did only 1 and 2 at the moment. I'm not going to do part 3 until my layout is ready to show you how cork and ballast is going to work. If you want to see part 2, if you want to go and watch part 2, you can. It's already up on my channel. But part 3 is going to come up with laying the cork, ballast, and then maybe part 4 is going to be what's the wiring, and putting legs on this board. But I'm going to need to put some hinges on underneath to hold it in place. But that's going to be part 3 and 4 for the next step. Putting cork down, ballast down, then we'll work on part 4, which is going to be start wiring things and get everything else sorted out. In part 2, which I didn't do entirely correct, but I probably should start putting some trees down. But I didn't really do that. So, yeah, I didn't really plan it out very well on part 2, but never mind. But part 3 and 4, there's going to be a lot of difference in that one. And hopefully by then I would hopefully get a new tripod, because this one is really naff now. It's really showing its age. But so hopefully I'll get a mixture from the tripod next year, which is going to have between capabilities of moving my phone around, but also used for my camcorder as well. So hopefully I'm looking to get a tripod that's going to be compact, so I can put it in my rucksack and I don't have to constantly carry around in my hands. But yeah, there's going to be a bundle of different options next year for myself, by travelling on the real trains and buying new models, and possibly have a day away on the first class train as well, which should be good. But yeah, it's not going to be cheap, but I think it'll be a lifetime experience anyway. Going on first class train and be on my passenger train too. So win-win in that way, because don't have the option anymore to actually travel on the castle sets anymore, because a lot of them tend to travel down to Cornwall, but a lot of them don't tend to go up into Devon so much anymore. And apparently a few that are preserved castle sets, so you might see a few in 2024, but not heavy amount. You might see 1 or 2 like you do this year, but there won't be a massive amount of them. As for the in-city and the in-city swallow set, apparently that one's being preserved for, you know, special running events during the summer. So you might see that during the summer next year going through, if it's not been sold on. Hopefully not, because those are 2 iconic sets, aren't they? In-city and in-city swallow sets. But if they haven't been sold on, then they should run next summer, hopefully. As for third part, which is leading on the way very shortly to talk about, is what's going to happen to the other 3 channels. My companion dog channel, my chat channel, and my gaming channel. What am I going to do with those 3? I'm not decided what I'm entirely sure what I'm going to do with those 3 channels yet. I'm trying to think what I could turn them into. As for my gaming channel, I will probably keep it running as a gaming channel, so I can post my gaming content on there. As for my chat channel and my companion dog channel, well, I think my chat channel might be changed through time. I'm not totally sure what it's going to be as yet. As for my companion dog channel, which I'll bring up in a minute, but that's a little bit more complicated. Yes, so my chat channel, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Not totally sure I will close it down, or I might turn it into some sort of weird kind of channel for that one. I'm not sure at the moment. So that one's kind of on the blank at the moment to decide what I'm going to do with that. Why does that randomly start stinging? As for my companion dog channel, it might be changed slightly from next year. I'm not going to touch it now, but I might change the title on it slightly to make it a bit more opening to when we discuss that sort of topic, which I'm not going to discuss that sort of thing on my train channel. If you want me to talk about that sort of thing, just follow my companion dog channel and I'll bring stuff like that for you. But I might post some opinions on that sort of area. So if you want interested to watch that video or want to see a video like that on my companion Joel channel, go and watch it on there, because that's the only place you can see it. Me to talk about such topics and my opinions on it. So yeah, so there's going to be a bundle of changes to all the channels. Apart from the train one, it's going to be updated, but it's not going to be heavy amount of change. What I might think of doing for my train one for next year, apart from videoing the specials coming through and running my model railway stuff for next year, as well as doing Heritage Line trips with on Heritage Line trains. Apart from those three things, and travelling up country to film some new areas which I haven't done before, leads on to part 4 with this chat, which is going to be, I'm not going to constantly be in one area all the time for next year. I'm going to be going further afield when I can. It won't be regularly. I'll still be doing Dawlish next year like I usually do, enjoying the weather and just enjoying being there, which I often do. Even this time of year, it's cold and it's quite dark. I still enjoy going there, but I want to travel further afield for next year, because even the specials did come through, because they're coming up country like the Flying Scotsman did this year. Came from York and it travelled all the way down to Cornwall, right down to Par. Shame it didn't come right down to Penzance, because it would probably got some more interesting sort of, you know, people to come for right down from Penzance to chase it down there. But it didn't. It terminated at Penzance, terminated at Par, and then it went back again an hour later. But yeah, it was quite an experience to chase it from Dawlish all the way down to Par, because I caught it from Dawlish. I chased it down from Dawlish down to Bodmin Parkway train station, and then I chased it down from there down to Par, and then we just saw it coming in towards Par station, and it just was taken over by surprise, being it turned around there, and then the turntable there is manual, isn't it, because people have to push it, which needs a lot of strength power to push that thing. You've got about 3 tons of weight on the train itself, pushing that weight, turning the thing around, and then it has to drive it back out again. They need an automatic motorised turntable around there, because it would save a job, especially on those heavy trains. But yeah, so as steam trains go, there's a lot of different ones. Between steam engines, which I think my first steam engine I saw would have been the Flying Scotsman, and then we had a weird one come through, which is in a dark green. Came through at the same time as the In-City did, which was in May. Later in May we had a pair of Class diesels, which were Class 50 and a Class 67, which I have never seen a 67 before. But yes, there's a whole bundle of things came through, which I enjoyed. The only filming I might not do in next year is to film the Javelins so much. They're not really my favourite trains, they're just kind of a bit bland to me. I like the paint scheme and some of the names they put on them, but as to the trains themselves, they're not really my thing. But some people like them, some people don't. I like the Voyagers and I like the Castle sets, and of course the fairly recently retired cross-country HSTs. I know it's been over 2 months now since they retired, but the sad thing to see them gone. But for now, they just kind of, you know, not really the same thing, seeing the Voyagers constantly. I mean, they're my favourite trains too, but they're not my passionate trains, but they're my most favourite trains. That's why I put them in at number 2 on my favourite list, because, I mean, of course, you all know my number 1 most passionate train is the HSTs. That's why I'm collecting so many of them, because even that the real trains are disappearing, the models won't. And anytime I collect them, they give me the great joy of having them. Reminds me of so many times travelling on them as growing up. But yeah, the Voyagers are good. I mean, they're not the same as the HST sets, but they're not bad. It gets more noisy than the HSTs ever were, because the engines are centrally mounted in the carriage underneath the floor, but in the HSTs at the 2 ends of the power cars, which means you're not getting the most smoothest of rides. They're comfortable, they fairly keep them, the carriages keep them very well warm during the coldest months, but overall they're not bad trains. They just need a bit of an update, really. They're late 80s, early 90s sets, so they're kind of quite outdated as well, but they need some work done on them to make them better. And we're getting close to the end now. So I'll probably will take a break off. My last video for this year will be on the 24th of December. I won't be coming back till probably around February and maybe March. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure at the moment. Excuse me, my voice is peculiar today. So we've got another couple of weeks of me filming, and then after those couple of weeks I'll stop filming for quite a bit of time. I'm gonna say probably anything between February, between the 10th, maybe the 5th of February to the 15th of February, and if I don't feel ready to come back at that point, then I'll make it to the maybe the 1st of March, maybe, but we'll see, because obviously I'll still be filming on and off through most of the year from next year, because next year is going to be a different year, not just for me but with the railways as well. I think between February and May of next year, where the trains will change again, so they got different trains coming in. I think there's a pair of class 450s coming in, which probably might be in GWR, but I'm not sure. There might be a pair of class 466 third rail services, that might be in those coming in, coming down off from further country. There's also a possibility of the weird orange trains coming down as well, which means that you might see some of those, which I saw at Birmingham Street in August of this year. They're interesting trains to look at, but they are really strange. I know Southwestern Railway Services have got a couple of class 350s, I think, Cesaro sets. I think they got a few of those in Southwest trains, but so you won't see them at London Paddington, you'll see them at London Pancras, I think. You'll see them coming in there. But yeah, so they go to London Waterloo, I think, so some of the services go to Southwestern. So yeah, there's quite a lot of different sets potentially coming down next year. Just trying to think what else I need to mention. Yeah, I think the only other thing I can think of right now is the update for the companion channel, which I don't think I'm going to entirely name as that forever in my life, but there will be some levels of still being the same. It's because there's going to be a few little differences to change the channel, and I just got a lot of things to plan out for next year, which is going to be taking my time up, so I won't have the free time I do in the past 8 years with making content regularly, but I'm going to do my best to still post videos when I can on my Dream Now and post things from the main line onto the channel, and of course on the Heritage Lines as well, but I won't be doing near as often, especially when they're out of season. I might go on the train still, but I won't be filming it as often for next year. I'll film from Birmingham, Cardiff, London, and probably part of Wales when I'm travelling on the first class train for next year. I don't think I'm going to be filming much from Cornwall for next year. It might be under 1 or 2 videos from between Palm and Bombing maybe, but there won't be a lot of Cornwall videos, I don't think, next year. Which in some ways is a good thing, but in other ways it's kind of going to feel a bit odd, but oh well. I'm sure it'll be worth it. I'm going to make it the best year of my life for next year, for train travelling, but also spending more times with family as well during the times when I haven't got massive of specials going through on the trains, so I'm going to spend a bit more time around them as well. So I got a lot still to think about with this channel, the train channel, and for the other 3 channels I got a lot still to decide what I'm going to do with them. Excuse me. And yes, as for my room, there's going to be a lot of differences with the paints. There's going to be a lot of differences with having shelves up, and there's going to be a lot of trains along this. I'll still do live streams. As a quick mention, I'm still going to be doing live streams once in a while to give you updates, or maybe just things I want to mention which is not so simple for a chat video. And yes, that's why I do live streams sometimes. It's just easier than constantly doing chat videos, which I find more harder than doing manual videos, which is really mad, really, because I've been doing YouTube for 8 years and I guess gradually kind of, I don't know, I kind of lost the interest in the same way I did when I started. I think because I do put so much effort into the past videos with editing and uploading, which I do enjoy, but it does take out of me quite a bit. Because the time I film, I do maybe a half an hour to an hour video. If something's not quite right in the video, I've got to take those bits out, edit it, and put all the, the title in, put the music in for the photos and maybe some of the videos. And then I've got to put into that effort to edit it, and then once the editing is done, I've got to upload it, which sometimes could take hours. Which is why I changed over from my camcorder to my brand new phone, which can record and I can straightly to upload it. It only takes maybe half an hour to an hour to upload, which to my camcorder can take several hours because then the editing, which is really mad, really. But yeah, so yeah, for 2024 there's going to be a lot of changes to my channels, especially for affecting the other 3. This one will be affected too, to how often I post, but not in the same way as the other 3 will. But yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff. There's going to be quite a lot of stuff that's going to be changing. over these 4 channels, and I think in the near future, this one, the biggest one, with subscribers and viewers, it's going to get affected the most, I think, because I post a lot of content on this particular channel alone. When the other 3, which I don't post very often, but this one I do post regularly on my channel because this is my train one, and it's my most, dedicated channel I have, because it's my most passionate thing in my life is railways. That I go out filming it and I just enjoy watching the trains going through. Even though I don't really have the interest, I don't have the love for the javelins, I just don't like them that much. But just watching them without me filming them can be just, I don't know, something about trains make me relax, but at the same time excitement to see them go through. But yeah, as for the javelins, I'm not really that bothered about filming them for next year, unless something coming through which is unusual. If it's not a normal train, like it's been picking up something in particular, like some of the ones I've been filming recently, which I did record, some of the javelins from Tiverton Parkway down to Exeter, St David's, then yeah, a few of them came through. It was unusual. I mean, the Proud Rainbow one came through, I would definitely record it. Because, that's unusual, and same with the aircraft one. But I mean, the dog one I really do like the image on. I never got a clear image on that one for some reason. I think because I'm not there at the right time when it stops. I have to be there at the right time when it actually stops, and people get on and off to get the clear image I want from it. But same for the Proud Rainbow one, it's same thing, getting the right image on it, which has to be perfect to make the clear photo. So yeah, there's quite a lot of things really to consider on my content, and as I say, from content wise, how regular I'm going to be posting next year is going to be, it's going to be quite a few in the summer, definitely. There's going to be quite a few during the spring, middle of spring. June at some point between late April, early May, there's going to be me travelling on the trip on the first class HST set, which I might have to grab from Paynton down to, well, the day trip from start of my trip from Exeter going to Wales. That would be probably my starting point from Exeter to Wales on that set, and then coming back the same day, which would be quite late in the evening. I think it's around 10:30 to 11 o'clock at night when it comes back. So, and then it stores it at Lower before it does its next trip up to Scotland. I think it's the next one they do. On the first day they come down during the season is April or May when they come in. So that tends to be the first trip they do, and it'll be from Devon down to Paynton, and then it goes back up to Scotland, and then it comes down again the second day, and then it does the Wales trip, or local runs, and then it does Paynton to, can't entirely sure, I think it goes occasionally goes to Cardiff Central, a bit like the castle sets do. But I'm going to end this video off here, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this little random chat video, which I haven't done in a while, but I just want to give you some guys updates about things that are going to change for next year. Part 3 to how to build your memories series will come up probably after Christmas now, some point during February, April, I'm not entirely sure. As I say, there's going to be a few more unboxings coming up forward some more HSTs for this layout. Just keep your eyes peeled, and we'll keep you updated when the next Model A season video will run. Probably won't be until there might be one tomorrow, or there might be one on Thursday, I'm not sure. But this evening there's going to be some video gameplay, so I hope you guys look forward to that. I can't do it now because it's too bright, it's too sunny, so I wanted to go enjoy the nice weather while I can. And for this evening, I'm trying to think maybe between 5:30 to 6 o'clock, around that time, to do my video gameplay of Death Stranding. I think it's the game I'm thinking of playing this evening, and I'll film that for maybe an hour, maybe a couple of hours, depending on the time I have available. And I'm going to film it with this phone, so maybe I'll film it about 15 minutes each, and then I'll do basically a 25-minute video on the game of Death Stranding and see how far we can get. Because I think with this phone it might be better quality, and you don't have to worry about music and the editing, anything like that. So yeah, there's a whole bundle of things coming up, and there's a video gameplay coming up for you this evening, which will be the first time in a while. So get your eyes peeled on that, and I'll see you guys again this evening when I'm really I wish this voice was clear. My voice is going peculiar. Damn. I hope it can clear tonight before I do my video gameplay. I really hope so. It's gonna sound weird, voice.